everybody doing today? Here. Sorry, just trying to get situated this morning. Jen had her successful cavity fixing. Melissa just got back and was telling me about it. I didn't go this time. I stayed with Kip, so just to make it a little easier. Anyway, all right. So data we've gotten in this morning. Get this over here, not over there. Okay, good. So data we got in this morning. CPI for the pound lower than expected. Actually went down. Everybody else is going up. Canada did. U.S. did. Um, Pound actually went down. It was 6.7 or 6.8 last time. We came to 6.7. It was expected to go higher, and it didn't. Obviously, there's immediate moves inside of the pound. Those have all been those are all gone at this point. The moves are all done. But there was some telltale signs: euro pound and pound yen. Some decent pullbacks on those. Right now, markets are totally flat. We said it yesterday, and again, we knew it was going to come in today as well. And the reason why they are totally flat is because, again, FOMC later on today. The general consensus across the board, it's funny. I've seen a couple articles which basically are kind of restating what we kind of mentioned earlier. Um, so nothing really too different. That basically the Fed's pausing, leaving it open for the future. We'll most likely do it. Um, yeah, that's what it is. So we'll see. I don't, I don't think the Fed is going to change anything, but I do think that they will pause, go one more, and then one thing that's kind of new that could be something that I don't know if market moving is the right word for it, but definitely something that we can take note of. Um, Somebody mentioned that. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze. Basically, that the Fed talking about how fast that they would start raises, or like the speed. I'm sorry, not raises. The cuts in interest rates. Um, we know the Fed is going to take it obviously restrictive. It's already a bit restrictive at this point. Taking it restrictive, holding it there for quite some time, but then talking about the tempo of what the cuts would actually look like in that restrictive nature, and some language about that. So that could be something new. So maybe there's some fun and excitement. But I wouldn't expect that there's massive amounts of movement this morning. Even in a way, I doubt we're going to get too much in there. Goldman Sachs did raise their target from 93 to 100, joining the $100 club, talking about how they should be able to maintain those prices next week. Um, so yeah, right now, movement totally muted. Dollar yen, 0, 6, 16, minus 10, 18, 26. Woo, the big mover of the morning. 18. And again, that's all the pound. And then minus 9 in the pound yen. So again, super, super quiet. This is what happens. It's not really surprising, right? It just, again, FOMC is, it's funny. Throughout the years, there tends to be different news releases that dictate um, what the biggest trading event is. A couple years ago when we came up with the news trader, we did the PDF. We broke down 2 years worth of data. What was the biggest movers? What the averages was. But the thing about it is now is that's completely different than what we're dealing with right now. As times change, and that was one of those things about that document. It's like in the last 2 years, this is what's working now. And I get questions all the time. Did you update that class? And sometimes strategies come in and that work, and sometimes they don't work as well as anymore. And one of the news things, it's the top 5 news releases are not the same as what they were 2 years ago. Interest rates were, they never really changed. Maybe they would potentially go up a little bit. Like the surprise was like, oh my God, they moved, right? Now it's a little bit different. Is it going up? Is it going down? So a lot more with it now. Because of that, the market's just crippled, right? We're just crippled right now, waiting for what the interest rate is. Okay. So we'll see. Exit on powers out, leaving many China watchers perplexed and confused. They got a plan. You may not understand it. I love things like this. Let's say because it is so illogical. When you have a good thing going, why do you screw it up? Yeah. So they have a plan. Trust me. To think that they don't have a plan, like I said, it's it's the questions of questions. Yeah, like you don't understand it, right? You don't understand it, but trust me, China has all. They got the long plan. They got this one down. Um, it's funny to think that people are like, oh yeah, they're just stupid. Why would you destroy a good thing? It's like a good thing for you or a good thing for China. China's playing a game. They do it well. They know what they're doing. They're not idiots. So, yeah. But anyway, that's what we're going to deal with. Obviously, that's going to be the big thing. Tomorrow morning, we do have supposedly an interest rate rise in the Swiss by 0.25. We'll see how that comes in. It probably goes in. The pound expected to raise. Now, here, again, this is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I want to cover it right now. There's the expectation is going to be that it's a 0.25 raise. But, come on. There we go. It actually went down. It was lowering. So the question is, and it was expected to go higher, and they were trying to stem that. The question is now, is there a risk of this actually not being a raise? Okay. We'll have to see what that one looks like. And again, it is a 7 a.m. raise. It's not, thankfully, it's not a 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning type scenario. Um, but it is one of those things that, hey, the expectation was they were raising 0.25, but they actually had a reduction where everybody else is increasing. And again, the increasing is due to energy. Everybody knows why it's increasing lately. So could be a very good short opportunity. Again, it's expected to be, and again, if they don't raise, bam, that's short. If they do raise, they telegraphed it was already there. Some people look at that as, oh, that's strong for the pound. Again, technically should be a weak trade. And again, are they going to go 0.5? No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess they could, but I highly doubt that that's what's going to happen. So, I think this is going to be a 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. It could be a great little pound short. All right. And then obviously unemployment claims, we got all that, and we'll talk after that. Lagarde, home pricing, monetary policy, BOJ policy. They're not changing. They're not 5%. So we're not getting there. All right. VIX. VIX, we had a pop yesterday and then kind of just reduced back down again. And again, in the overnight, not much, and it's continuing to decline right now. Right now, again, I would assume that we get a little bit of a hiccup in the VIX, but for the most part, again, with all the talk of pausing, I think for the most part, this is going to head to the downside. This will continue to deteriorate. And again, maybe an uptick as people get really, really nervous beforehand, right? Is they're getting nervous before the news comes out. Maybe we see an uptick, but for the most part, I think today, maybe, I mean, there's the potential for this one to go up in the aftermath if there's something said that is shocking, right? If something is shocking, then maybe. But for the most part, overall, I think again the VIX should continue to deteriorate down. Indices currently right now in the green, and I think it's justified. I mean, you know, I do think they're going to pause. I think the market will absolutely love that pause, right? I think they will be really excited about that when oh my god, the Fed's done. I don't think the Fed's done. I think the Fed has one more in them. Especially because, again, I think the energy situation is going to drive additional inflation, and they're going to try to kind of not only go restrictive, but go restrictive plus one just to kind of combat that. So they're all in the green. Commodities right now, energies are down, right? Energies are both down, but we're down at 90 and then down at 271. So natural gas is down 4.6%. Again, this thing could do 5% moves. It's not the end of the world. All we need to do is have one weather pattern come in, and tomorrow we could be back up 5%. So I think it's too high. It should be coming down. It's that's what it should be doing. So we'll see if it continues in that direction. All right. All right. So that's continuing to push to the downside. As far as currencies go, again, this one is continuing to raise higher. Now you can say Aussie dollar is up 28 pips. It looks like it's huge, but from where we were yesterday, we were peaking yesterday right around here. So it has pushed up. It kind of went down. It found the buyers, and again, we knew we had a zone there. We had a little bit of confirmation there, and that's what it ran into. So really, this is shooting straight up. And again, I think the assumption is, hey, the Fed's not going to do much. So with it raising up this much, we may be looking for selling opportunities. And this is a zone we talked about it yesterday. It pushed it deep, hit it again. It's like, yep, breaking. We've hit it multiple times at this point, and it pulled back to the right level. So we can remove this. We can run this all the way up if you want to continue to trail it. It's currently not really affecting too much. Again, this wick is really messing this up. Looking to the left. Okay, so we can remove this side. The problem right now is price is sitting right here. Right, price is sitting right there. Okay, we don't have a whole lot until we get up till about here, right? And that puts us right at the 65 mark, 65 flat. We're kind of hovering there right now. So it's an area that has been tested. We have touched 65 before. It is a big psychological level, again, zeros and fives. So with us pushing higher, the question is, the market has basically just said weak, 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 weak. Weak dollar, weak dollar, weak dollar. And I think it's I'm pretty sure that it's the assumption that, again, not going to raise, not going to raise. The problem with this is getting a zone over here is pretty difficult, right? This current level is about 20 pips, which is a little bit big for the Aussie dollar. But you can see right here, we pushed it literally to the brink. So is it a great zone? Not really. Not really. And if you look to the left above that, right, that is sitting right here. Okay. This is the zone we're dealing with. So we kind of have a zone that we could, arguably say, hey, listen. But if you look at it, it's been tested a number of times. There was a little Harry Potter right there. And then the wick above it is this, right? This. So you can see it. It's that big. That's a little bit big, right? We're talking about 41 pips. Yeah, not taking a 41 pip risk in the Aussie dollar when the daily ATR is only 55. So we kind of have a 12 pip range here. It's been hit a few times, so it's not really the cleanest. Um, but that's kind of where the fresh level is. That level is only sitting about 30 pips away. So the 4-hour ATR is 19. Absolutely can run its way up there. Probably the best opportunity this one. Now you may say, well, wait a second, that's a dollar strength move. Yeah, it is, because I think everybody's so focused on the pause. Oh my God, they're not going to raise. They're not going to raise. They're not going to raise. But I think if Powell mentions that, most likely we will have one more raise before the end of the year, most likely at the next meeting, depending on the data, right? I think people will take that as, oh God. And then the market all of a sudden starts to adjust and we start to move in that direction again. And it's seen as a dollar strength based move. So kind of looking for that one. Um, Again, right now it's just there's been a lot of movement since the open this morning, but I think everybody really since I guess yesterday morning, but really since late last night, I think everybody kind of the writings on the wall that okay, weak, 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 weak. But if it comes back up again, I do think that there is a potential right there. And it's what 65. I'll just put 65.25. I think that's close enough. I have to front run it a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. Right. Looking for a zone up there, right? 65.25. Okay. All right. As far as Aussie yen goes, Aussie yen, we had a level here, and again, this is another one of those ones. We're looking for 95.65. Yesterday morning, we were sitting kind of right in here, and we're waiting for a pullback, and we got one. And again, we got one touch here, and it kind of pushed all the way back down again. And it came or down here, came up again. There's two, came back up, came up in three, pulled back and started the base. You're like, yep, this one's getting smoked. It's done. It just there's too many touches, right? Too many touches in a row, and it continued to push lower, and it went back and it grabbed buyers where it should have right here. If you look at the top of the red body here on this rally base rally right there, you can see it comes right across and it touches. So again, kind of understandable, is what it is. But again, once you get to that three touch limit, again, you got to start taking things off. Now, we did go back up again. We did actually punch through, and you can see it's actually using it to the top side here. And interestingly enough, it's was there great data for the Aussie? Is the Aussie the new powerhouse? Not really, but you have the Aussie going up versus the dollar, and you have the Aussie going up versus the yen. Now, some of that may be gold. Gold is up about 0.5% up at 1942. Um, Question is this one also going to turn? It's kind of hard for this one to, it's kind of hard for both sides to be there. And yesterday we mentioned this 95.65. If you look at the original level, hit, 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 hit. So it's been hit a number of times. We're just hoping that because of this confirmation here, we get something more out of it. And it did. It was the front runs that did it. So let's remove some of these just to clean this up. We'll pull this. We'll pull this just to get a good gauge of where we're at right now. I don't care about that. This level is busted. So it looks like the next level with any type of confirmation is sitting here. It came up at base. There were sellers, and then boom, it kind of went through. So let's see. You know what? I got to get in a habit of doing this. Makes it just a little easier. Again, 14 pips, not terribly bad. Right there. So also in the same situation, looking for kind of one more surge forward. We need about another 20 pips. The 4-hour ATR is 26, so just a little bit of movement. Could we place ourselves up there? Sure. Again, depending on how fast this surge continues, we may continue to see it. It may be a reversal around 12 o'clock. I think that's probably the best we have in this one. Again, I don't love this one. I think I think I prefer the Aussie dollar one, but this is not a horrible one either. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think my preference is on the other one. I mean, like I said, I like the confirmation this level a little bit better. But hmm, is this going to be it? Which I see the struggle in this one is like, are we going to play more of the dollar yen up or more of the dollar yen down type play? That's you know that's kind of more what we're looking for. Um, hmm. I think it's there. If we get a confirmation off of it, maybe we take this one. I think they're both a very similar trade. I like the Aussie dollar one better, but I think this Aussie yen one is pretty. It's not horrible. Like I said, I think the zone in here. Um, Again, the sawtooth, the base, and then the strong push off, and then the barely touch in here. It is two hits, but they're you know 3 o'clock and then kind of 6:30 in the morning. So it's kind of the you know on an hourly or 2 hour, it's the same touch. So uh, they're both. I think they're equally both good. Again, maybe this one sets up. Maybe it's a little bit too late, but potentially looking at shorts come in here at 96.16. All right, euro dollar, same range. Same range. We mentioned it yesterday. Euro dollar in 24 hours has moved 25 pips. So again, thankfully, only because it's down here, but you can see at 8 o'clock, it was straight down. So, if you do what, the 25 hour or 26 hour, it's exactly the same thing. We went down, found the bases, came back up again. It is the same top. So we'll see if we're able to punch through this one. Not interested until we get to 107.45. This one also kind of setting up for news. It's got about 33 pips. It's got a 21 pip 4 hour ATR. So if it does get a surge, but again, it depends if we're going to reverse here or not, or if we continue to grind higher. There may be something, again, I think there's some profit taking coming in at 107.88 right here. But for the most part, I mean, after this initial pop down, we just kind of held. That's what's making it look like it's a lot. We're really back at the same area of sellers from yesterday morning. So kind of the same trade setup. Um, Overall, the way this is looking as well, since the European session, I think, on days like today, it's always important to note where it is. There's where the European session is. So we've been straight up. Again, is the euro strong? Not really any European news. Um, but I think right now, I think what we're looking for is really again, it's kind of set up as like a dollar strength based move today, right? So again, look for a bit of potential short. That's the way it looks. Unless we hit 12 and we pull all the way back down again. Again, this one also looks like it's setting up for that news. Again, obviously that news comes in here, and again, it may be the actual statement, but it may also be the questions afterwards. Now, euro pound. Easy little trade here. Now, euro pound, we knew that the data was coming in. You can see the hour and a half beforehand. There was a level of basing. It pulled away and then started the rally back into it, or like kind of fall back into it. And it did. The news came out this morning at 2, right? 2 a.m. And you can see right here, the 2 a.m. candle is right there, right? 2 a.m. based off the bottom down here is right there. And that's where it came in. So again, pretty easy trade. This is a small one. Again, you may not have wanted to trade this one, but we talk about this all the time for like learning purposes. Look for the pullback, hour and a half beforehand. See what it's doing. And again, had a level of basing, drove right back in. This is only 5 pips for 15 in other directions. Again, may not even be worth your time. Oanda has a spread of 1.2 on this one. So, you know, 1.2 is not bad. 15 pips is worth it. Again, if you're position sizing at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But again, it does look like a rather small base trade. But yeah, I mean, a very quick kind of pullback by pop to the top side. So there. Right now, I would expect it to kind of tear back down again. Again, there's the start of the move. That's where it should return back to. Again, it's a parabolic move, having issues pulling back down again. Seeing that pound strength come back down. And the anticipation for tomorrow is that they're going to raise interest rates. So again, this is the horrible data today, but then people look at the news saying, wait a second, they're raising interest rates? Well, that's a pound strong thing. Um, we should have that pushed back down. But understand too, full transparency, we're talking about, I don't know, 18 pips to the downside. If you're not in it, it's already too late. Um, yeah, yeah. But there's that parabolic move back to the downside. And it's kind of trying to do a Harry Potter trade. It's basing here, dropped, and then basing in there and trying to push back down. Euro yen. All right, so euro yen. We talked about 158. You can see we took a nice little surge forward in this one. This one also kind of took off from that 2 o'clock window and went higher. We talked about this level yesterday. It hit it and pushed back down again. We have the green, red, kind of a green in there, but we have the red, we have the green, kind of trying to push back down again. Still looking for a short below. Again, expected some type of a turn here, so it is turning. Is it the you know is it the best trade today? I'd be cautious with the euro yen. If again, euro yen's a good trade. Got a lot of volume in it. A lot of people, a lot of people these days think it's better than the pound yen. Um, Low spread 1.5, 1.6, so nothing crazy on Oanda. Um, I think that you need to be careful in this one because this one will have movement because of the euro dollar, but also because of the yen. So it's kind of almost like a double proxy play today. Again, neither of them is truly a dollar play, but they're both counterbalances to the dollar. So, is this an FOMC setup? Gonna be a little bit harder, a little more challenging. It may get a little wonky just based off of what's happening with all the proxies out there. But being a double proxy, again, I kind of, you know, use caution. Use caution with it. There is a zone a little bit above right there as well that I don't know. Maybe if we run all the way back up again, if this one fails, this one made it to like a 1 to 2 ish. Yeah, probably a 1 to 2 before it started to pull back up again. And again, that's the 9 o'clock window. It's because of the session changeover. So you know, 158.61 is the other area. And then we have a decent sell level up top as well. So, you know, a lot of opportunities for shorts, but the double proxy nature of this one, I think, is something that, again, got to be a little cautious. A little cautious today. Okay. Pound dollar. All right. So, pound dollar. Pound dollar didn't really give us any telltale signs today. Of the 3 pound trades, obviously the euro pound, pound dollar, pound yen were the 3 that you're looking for news. Now, this one did have a move, but when we're looking for telltale signs, I mean, I could stretch it out and you could say, well, the hour and a half before Brent, it did go up again. Yeah, there's sellers in there, but not really like the best of levels compared to the other 2 that were much more clean entry. This is just sideways, right? It kind of pushed down and then again rallied up before, and it did. An hour and a half, it did rally higher, but is this the base that we want to sell off of? It's not really my favorite base in the world. I mean, I could say like, "Oh my god, look at this trade, guys, nailed it," like this, and be like, "Oh, look at the base, it pulled right back up," and it did. But is this really? I mean, of the 3 options, is this the base we're really looking for? Not really. I mean, it is backstopped here, and it was a big move. I mean, from where the news came out, the one candle is 50 pips. So, I mean, if you did take a short from there, it paid off really well. But then we talk about, the parabolic retracements. I'll remove this. Again, parabolic move down, biggest candle on the board, right? From here down 50 pips. It's 4-hour ATR is only 28. So a lot. Its daily ATR is 83 and it moved. Let's get the full there. Yeah, 55 pips. So pretty decent move. And then again, all it did was retrace all the way back again. We're kind of in the same spot as where we were before the news. So the news was evaporated instantaneously. And again, it's really, I mean, again, it was kind of weak data for the pound. And then bam, we hit this, 3 o'clock window when it's been straight up, nothing but dollar weakness, dollar weakness, dollar weakness. So this one is also setting up. You can see right now, it didn't even slow down at the 23. I had that there for a reason, but we're gonna pull it off. We got plenty of room. Right now, you can see that if we if we drag the fibs down, we do have an area up top. I don't know that we can get there. That will require 50 pips worth of movement. Can we do that in 4 hours? Sure, but it's kind of hard to do that after you've just surged up all morning. We've already run 50 pips, 55 pips, and it's only an 82 pip ATR. So, can it happen? Sure, sure. I don't know. This one may even be like if we get, I don't know. This could be like a no raise scenario, and the price pops up again, and then Powell talks 30 minutes later and drops. So it could be like a here up, right, and then an immediate kind of push back down again, right? It could be one of those things where the rate statement comes out, bam, everybody looks at that as dollar weakness. We hit this 50 level, find the sellers there, and then Powell's like, well, we're not done, guys. We're probably going to raise one more time before the end of the year. And then at that point, I think we're going to be finished. And then again, we're going to have a very, very slow, maybe at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, we'll start tapering off once we get the 2. people are like, oh, that's strong, right? Um, so there is the potential in that one right now. Right now, between a decent level of sellers and an okay level of buyers. I mean, there's one little hiccup here, but I don't love it because again, it's kind of a retest of this, and it's the same top. So a little bit of caution needs to be had in that level. So um, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, of the three pound trades that we can trade for pound news, um, this was the one that was kind of the most kind of lackluster, right? Um, I thought, of all of them, I thought that this would be the best setup of them. It wasn't. It didn't give the telltale signs. It just kind of stayed more kind of sideways basing wise. Yeah, I really hoped there would be more, and there wasn't. For pound dollar, pound yen, pound yen was a good one. So pound yen did have a more recent basing level, and there was a lot of chop. And I wasn't using this one, but you can see right here pretty and again you guys can see pretty telltale sign we hit this late night and it went boom 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 and started the base right up there. So this one had a little bit more. Again, it wasn't the base that it was in and it didn't pull down and pull right back up again. It actually went to a higher level base, right? And again, depending on how you drew this one, you could have used the wick over here, you could have used the basing level here, and again just kept an eye on that, right? But not entered it till there. And again, we were sitting there before the news, 12 pips for 36 in the other direction, and you can see it punched all the way down to here. So nice little move. It cleared out a lot of these, a lot of this, a lot of the basing levels here that we needed to move, and that's where we're sitting with it now. So overall, it was good. Did it break through that one? It did. It broke through that. So we're clear there too. Um, we have sellers coming into 23 right now. With this push down, with the new push here, there'll be people looking at selling right here. I don't love this one for a sell right now. It's obviously it didn't respect it here. It kind of based back and forth, and then punch through again. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's probably going to be some artificial selling coming in right now. It just it's been here. It's been tested, punched through, kind of tested. There will be 23 sellers in there at this point. Again, if we're going to see the pound dollar continue to raise because of that weak dollar, this will probably get drug up as well. So I'd probably leave. This is another one of the scenarios. The same way that the euro pound, I'm sorry, the euro yen is a little bit more dangerous today because of the proxy nature of it. I feel like this is probably also the same thing. I think you play pure dollar plays today. Um, Aussie dollar, fine. Euro dollar, pound dollar, both fine. And again, dollar CAD probably the other one, but this one I'd probably leave this one alone. I don't actually like this as a buy level anymore. I think we need to establish a new bottom on this one. We got plenty of news, but I think the best way to play this one again with the BOE rate decision tomorrow is see where it moves. If we can push into a new level that was created today, it could be a potential good opportunity for tomorrow. But right now, there's nothing really that screams to me right now that yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. I just don't have anything that I'm like, yep, I like that one. So not quite a good setup for tomorrow morning right now. Look for a new level. And again, is this one okay? This one is not horrible. But right now it's too early to draw it for tomorrow morning because it's been here multiple times. And again, I think there will be some movement from FOMC today. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD. We were looking for a pushback down. Again, we were looking for the news here, and we are kind of hoping it was over here. It ended up going above. It started the base in there, but we knew the level at the 23 was where the problem was going to come in at. And it started the base here. Now, typically, let's pull this back. If we're looking for a sell area here, and you see it basing like this, you're like, oh, yeah. We need a confirmation. Give me the confirmation of when it's going to come in. There's your red, and again, a very, very choppy red, green, red, and really the first green decent one is over here. Okay, so it's pushing to the downside, just not the cleanest of entries. Dollar CAD, I'm kind of hoping that dollar CAD pushes down. We marked this off yesterday. Is there being a level right here, right? I kind of hoping that, and again, is this a great defined level? It's okay. I like the three candles. I like that the next one kind of came down and pushed over the top. Um, I don't know if we can get this right now. We're seeing strength come in. It takes about 23 more pips. If we can be down here, I think we turn and reverse this one. If you are in the short, again, if you were able to not, if you didn't take it here, if you were looking for some type of a confirmation on this side, we were really hoping that we'd be at this 134.43 at news, not this skyrocket. I'm kind of surprised we continue to skyrocket all the way up until 2 o'clock. I thought we would slow down a little bit more down here. I thought we'd have a little bit more resistance, and it didn't. But again, massive level of dollar weakness. The only potential we have is this 133.43. But again, look for the next hour and a half. See if this turns and starts to drive in, could be a nice long base trade. Okay. Um, but right now, again, you can see, look, all this basing beforehand, it went above and then finally dropped, but it went a decent amount. Again, midnight. Midnight is when that turn came over. It's like new day, dollar's gonna be weak today. So, um, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you are in it, you're fine. So, yeah, and that one. See, the problem too is that 134 is in there. 134 is going to be involved as well. Hmm. 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 Yeah. All right, it's there. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss. What are we seeing? Here's this orange line. If you guys can see it, there you go. Looking at the screen to see if you can see it. Maybe I'll change it to a different color. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. That's better. Here's where the European session opened. It's been nothing but straight down, right? Now, yeah, the Swiss is expected to raise tomorrow, and the dollar's not expected to do much. But today, again, that'll be a tomorrow thing. Right now, it's heading straight down. We were hoping that it would rally up and then give us a dollar week base trade. It's doing the opposite. It's heading straight back down again. So, the question is over here: is there any decent? I can move this over to here. Is there any decent levels? I mean, the 23 has got a little bit of basing. Maybe it's all right. But below that, what do we got? Nothing in here, nothing in here, nothing in here, nothing in here. This level's been hit a whole bunch of times, and then we're looking for shorts. So right now, before we can get down that far, we are looking at about 55 pips worth of weakness. It's got a daily ATR of 49, so that's over 1 day's worth of movement to get down. Could FOMC do that? Sure, sure. But the problem is if we get one big monstrous, if we get one big monstrous red candle like this down, right? Now we're looking at more of a parabolic retracement scenario because it's over 1 day's worth of movement in a single candle. So can it get there? Sure, right? We were calling for shorts below 88.80. We'll see what this one does. Right now, I'd be looking for more of a, again, unfortunately, I wish we had a good level here, but there's just, I mean, do you see anything in here? I don't, right? I don't see anything in here that I'm willing to pull a trigger, be like, yep, great little hidden zone. Love it. Love it. I just don't see it, right? This is just too much chop back and forth in the dollar Swiss. So, maybe we look for the reaction, and then again, we look to play the Swiss race tomorrow. Is how this one is done. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, dollar Swiss, again, because of the compressed daily ATR, probably not the best news trade for today. Um, Typically, again, you want to see one that has a little bit more of an ability to move. This one tends not to. It does have very, very clean zones, although, again, trying to get any dollar strength moves in this one, not a lot of super clean moves on this one right now. Or zones that we can use. All right. So just be cautious with this one. Dollar yen again. I think dollar yen will be the most interesting pair today. Yesterday we talked about a level of basing. You can see at midnight we did drive straight up with that dollar strength, and then it was like up, U.S. session, straight back in, and we're sitting right in the middle of that window again. Um, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. I think this one will be the most challenging today because the question is good going to be bad? If they pause, is that great? Are they pausing because the problem is fixed? Are they pausing because they're worried about crashing the economy? Um, what is the real question? And overall, how is the stock market going to take it? I think a pause is good for the stock market. So again, the yen should be getting some action in here. Um, but yeah, yeah. I wish this one had more. I think this is the again. I think go with the pure dollar play instead of the dollar and the proxy play. Just go with the pure dollar play. Aussie dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar. Dollar CAD, be cautious. With oil doing what it's doing, I think that one's a little bit more insulated, not great levels. Dollar Swiss, crappy levels. I'm not interested in that one. Dollar yen, again, we're pulling right back into a median. Very, very high in the curve. But again, what could be good for the dollar could also be bad for the other end of the spectrum here. So, yeah, um, I think let this one marinate. Get through today. Get through today, and then again, we can start to play this one again. All right. Looking at oil. So oil looks like we hit that 5 o'clock window, and then again, U.S. trader comes online. Time to jack oil again. Still sitting above, and this one it kind of let's see, did it hit it? Nah, it missed it by a little bit, but there's a level of basing there, right? You can see the level of basing there, and you kind of got a front run off of it, and that's kind of what it hit. Um, Big question is here we go. Let's see. We know that that's there. Let me see where the. Oops. Give me this again. Down. Yeah, it's sitting right there. All right, so two levels in oil to watch out for. One, again, oil extremely technically traded market. We do have inventory coming out in a little bit, but we are surging right now. And again, I think most of the volume, most of the money will be spent on FOMC. But you can see there's a level sitting right there, right? Right at the 61.8. And you can see there's a little bit of a level of basing right there, sitting right at the 50. So kind of two levels on top of each other. Let's see, what is the forecast? I didn't look at. I expect it to be a little bit of a down draw. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So here's the API from yesterday. So they were expecting a little bit more of a down draw, and it was a minus 5.5. So again, with this surging higher, um, I can tell you right now, it's not even slowing down. Yeah, not even slowing down. Yeah, we still got a little bit of time. Yeah, it's not slowing yet. We'll see. So we do have a little bit of a zone. So there may be actually a short trade coming in here. Again, it is a level of basing. It's hard to see. It is a 50% retracement level from the last overnight high to low. Um, again, we typically got to look at that on lower time frames. But us pushing into there again right before news, if we can hold in that level, tends to be a short base trade. Right, tends to be a short base trade. So kind of setting up for that. Not quite there yet, but we still have 15 minutes to go for that news release. So we got a little bit of time. Right, got a little bit of time on that one. I would like to see the stabilization kicking in real soon, but um, eh, not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. But not super far. At the same time, it's not super, super far away. So we may be able to get something. Again, if you're looking to trade oil. I think today, though, a lot of the big money will not be in oil. I mean, yeah, obviously there's oil pits and oil traders and things like that. But I think a lot of the big money, the speculator traders, are more looking at FOMC today. And that's the risk that they're worried about. There'll be quick scalps and stuff, obviously, with this oil inventory report. But I think for the most part, I think it'll be a little bit more tame today. Um, so yeah, it's there. See, we're pulling back. Ugh. So I want to pause in there, but not pull back. Not pull back. Ugh. So we'll see. Does it do the countdown? Yeah, it will when we get closer. All right, natural gas. All right, so natural gas. We ended up having a gap at the end of the day. It held, so we were looking for some type of reversal with a red, green, red. We got a red. The green went right at the top, and then we got a red, green, red, but it's a doji, not great. Red, green, red came in right here. So there's kind of the zone, and then we ended right on that zone. So there was your red, green, red, and then you're kind of basing, and then it fell through the floor, went all the way back down, kind of hit the confirmed buyers down here. Um, I think this one continues to push lower. I mean, it's down 4.67%. It's a little bit late if you didn't get in up top. I think it probably becomes a little bit lower. I don't know if we can get all the way down here today. That would bring us down to 261. Nah, 10 more cents today would be a bit much. I would say that's probably more of a target for tomorrow. Um, Yeah, not quite a today thing. Yeah, I think we need some more room. Need a little bit more room on this one. So needs a bit more. All right. I think I like those levels over there. Sorry. Again, we were calling for the short. It's about halfway. It's got buyers. Look for it to deteriorate. Gold. All right. So gold, we are going to track this higher, and look at the pop coming up in gold right now. Target's been hit. So talking an hour and a half beforehand, since 8:30, this thing has head straight up. Again, we're seeing dollar weakness pretty much across the board. And here it is in gold. Now, the gold market has been really, really good. Um, it's been really, really good about tracking. Oops, yeah, it's been really, really good tracking what the Fed is doing. Um, yeah. Do we have a zone? Let's see. Hmm. Wish we had a more decent top there. Not the ideal area. Again, this is just. I mean, we can mark it. Oop, not that one. Hmm. It is in the right spot. Hmm. We got a couple areas, and let's see. Let's mark this off. Look at it. It's really fighting this level. Oh, we already have it there. Really, really fighting that level. Is that 1950? It is. I don't know if we can keep the pedal. If we can smash through this one with the pedal, if we can continue to go through, 1950 could be a decent short. Um, man, look at the dollar. Look at the gold traders on this one. Um, Again, setting up for more of a dollar strength based move. Gold short going into this news release, but man, it's taken off. 3 o'clock. So yeah, it started to push, but man, hmm, interesting. I'd like to see if gold can continue this push. It's got to break through this zone right here. It's got about a $2 zone that it needs to go through. Yeah, Yep. I think if we can fight through here, if we can get up to 1950, look for a short on this one. Again, we may have an issue with this one turning around, and maybe this is the push. And again, maybe we push down from now till then. Um, Question is, do we want to take it? It's a hard one. It's like, do you want to take it beforehand, expecting that this is going to be the reversal, and now it's going to set up the gold, the gold weakness based trade, um, or the gold strength based move, right? What does that zone look like? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, not great. Yeah, if we can get up to 1950, I like this one. Be cautious with it. Again, up about 0.5%. Silver, we mentioned yesterday, silver, we expected it to kind of use the 23, and it did. If I push it here, there you go. So now it did not pull back, but it did go back up again and grab this 2350. Yesterday, we mentioned that 2350 was, one of those levels that, again, a lot of psychological pressure of it. Now, the question is, will we hold up here at the 2350? And if we do hold, is it going to be a short trade in silver? Now, again, I don't think there's going to be a surprise raise today. I'm pretty sure that that's a no, but I do think it is going to be a pause. But I think the language, I don't think it's the actual pausing that we're going to see the movement from. I think it's the language about what's going to happen next. Um, Again, Powell will try to be, not tell us too much, but I feel like if there's the pause and there's the big reaction, his fair balance is going to be that, there's potentially one more raise to go, or we feel that, one more raise this year would be appropriate, you know, or give, it, I feel like if he gives like the standard, oh, it's going to be data dependent, um, the problem with data dependent is all the data lately has been like, yep, raise, 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 raise. Um, and if the data continues like that for one more month, there's no way that they're going to be able to do anything but that. It'll like take the power away from them. Like it's a kind of like a blame game, right? So we'll see. But 2350 was the area we're looking for shorts. We're kind of sitting there right now. And again, you can see that it is struggling with that time. 2350, big psychological level. Not as much as a 24, but it's a decent level out there. So again, you can't discount it. You got to be like, it's a, potential shorts here. And again, in options based contracts, this is not a bad level to be shorting from, right? Not a bad level to be shorting from. Let's check on crude. Is it slowed down? Now I pulled back, but it's been holding there a little bit. Yeah, see, it's struggling a little bit. Stabilizing. It missed the zone though. And we still got 7 minutes to go. But there's your stabilization there. But the zone's right there. VIX again, big drop down, gapped obviously up, and now it's starting to deteriorate down. Dollar again continuing to go weak, 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 weak. And again, U.S. session tendency to go a little higher. So it's trying, right? It's trying. Hmm, trying. Um, hmm. Yeah, so there's dollar. Let's see. What did the ES do this morning? Yeah, the chop. They're 930 is this green right here. So not in a tested zone, but sitting up high. So interestingly enough, again, indices for the most part, obviously minus the NQ, from where they open, they are lower than where they open, but they are still green right now. Problem is, if you look at this, and here, let me pull this back again. Look at all the basing in here. Let's see if this goes with a fib. I'm trying to see if this will give us an idea. Mm, Again, this one is kind of backstopped by here, but let's put a new one in. So overall, you can see we're smashing into a level of confirmed sellers in there. Again, this is also like, hey, we're gonna raise one more time. This is also kind of setting up like it wants to be a dollar strength based news move today, right? Dollar strength means indices for the most part are going to be down. And again, maybe there's no raise, but they said at this point it'd be late if late 2024. Um, we're gonna hold it. Maybe they don't want to go too far too fast, but they're gonna hold it extra long. Um, but again, I don't know how they can. I don't know how they can push the lowering until 2025. Again, 4,500 is the problem. 4,500 again. 5 and 00, big psychological level. That's where we're holding. Again, I would say right now on a technical basis, it is more lined up for a short right now than anything else in the indices. And again, with any type of data, this could be a quick, a quick, really, really bad trade in a row. Um, Again, a lot of chop, a lot of indecision. Don't expect a lot of movement from now till then. So kind of more short. NQ, um, same thing. 9:15, 9:30. It ran into the same stuff. Look, there, down. Again, doesn't match anything up, right? If you look to see where the confirm zone was, it's there, right? There's your touch, and there's exactly where it was this morning. So, not a confirmed in the overnight. It was a yesterday morning thing, not a today morning thing. But the trade setup was similar with a confirmed zone being the hit point. And again, it's pulling back again almost to the 50. So, this one's moved a little bit more. Um, Man, I almost feel like this is set up in the same scenario, right? Same type of scenario. Um, yeah, yeah, it's there. I feel like this one has the power to get deep quickly, right? Again, it's the weakest of all of them. So if things turn negative, boom, this one's going quick. Again, the question is, two, would 15,250 actually stop this? I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty close. YM, what do we got here? Did the same thing. Now we talked about again. There was a confirmation from before. Let's see, did it match up anything? It did. The 50. Again, 50% retracement level is what we hit. It was a level, but we had a confirmed level right above it at 3503. And you can see that yesterday, or actually Monday, we hit that one. And then yesterday, we were sitting down here. It just continued to tear it away. So kind of 50%. YM looks like it's holding pretty decently. It's overall, it's not in a bad position. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Um, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Um, if we can surge up to this 35030 in time for news, I think that could be a decent short too if you're looking for something. But as far as opening print goes, it's there's nothing there. Kind of pulled back, but not really in a confirmed zone. Russell. Um, Here's what we had. Russell. The trade was out yesterday. Looks like Russell pulled back to that same type of a level. Let's see. Is it a no? But it's the confirmed. Same confirmed level from yesterday. Now, Russell is the strongest of today, but Russell tends to be more sensitive to interest rates. So it's kind of again, Russell may be the more volatile one this afternoon for the FOMC meeting. Again, anything that is deemed as being restrictive will be even harder on the Russell, just because, again, um, yeah, small business, you hurt small business. That's what's going to, it's where you feel it the most. All right. So, yeah, that one. Let's see. 53 seconds. Let's see if crew did anything real fast, and then we'll go ahead and do the drawing. As far as the drawing goes, make sure you get your tickets in. Get your tickets in. As soon as this news release comes out, we will go ahead and do the drawing, and I can get out of here. Here, Kip, give him our time. It's already, look at this. It's pulling back from that level. It's pausing. I needed that level, not this little one right here. Right? It's not quite in his zone. I'd say it appears more of a short, but it's not in the level. And typically needs to be in the level. And the question is it, is it, is it doing this right? It came up, and then is it pulling back to grab those sellers to take off straight up? Right? Is it loading the gun? It is kind of the big question, right? The three candles beforehand. Now again, this is only 15 minutes. It's not the standard. Um, let's see. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. What do we got? Um, Remember, API was the forecast was minus 2.6 and came in as -5. So it came in double. Let's see what this one does. Come on. Don't care about the leading index. Okay, so -2. So not quite as bad as API, but still almost double what the expectation was. But not as bad. Not as bad. So let's see what did it do. Yeah, so kind of loaded up a little bit, but not nearly as bad as what it could have been. So again, overall, on a fundamental basis, it's kind of there. But look, we are so close. It was right there. So again, low volume. Low volume. All right, let's go. Winner of today's drawing is wow. 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 That's all I'm gonna say. Wow. Man. Will, that's like 4 times, 5 times in the last 2 weeks? Wow. He channeled he channeled Lady Luck. I guess Debbie wasn't in today, but maybe he swallowed Debbie. Oh, wow. Go Will. Ernest is breaking keyboards right now. Wow. Wow. That's all I'm gonna say. It had to be Will. Lady Luck, right? Will swallowed Lady Luck today. Jeez. Wow. Wow. It had to be Will. I know it had to be. Wow. Unbelievable. All right. With that said, guys, I am out of here, guys and girls. I will see you guys tomorrow morning again. FOMC, watch it. Look to see what it does from 12 to 1:30. Again, start to prepare from that point. Again, options-based contracts are always good, but there'll be a ton of premium baked in today, so a little bit more dangerous. Make sure you have stop losses on. Expect some whips. Is what it is. You guys know how to trade this one. So, also, this GDP runner here, this may not be a sleeper. If you're looking for, again, massive movements in the dollar, if there's some big change and there's a big spike, jump over to New Zealand dollar. There may be something at 645. The U.S. traders will be washed out, and there will be some retracements. Expected to be good. So, again, are they being too overly positive? Could be. Could be. So, again, this could be a weak New Zealand trade at 645 today. And again, tomorrow morning, a lot of fireworks early. One raise in the Swiss, and then all the pound data expected to raise, but I feel like that could be in jeopardy. So, it could be a good one there. So, with that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning after all the chaos. I'll see you then. Good trading. Talk to you then.